Why is that dish called an oyakodon?
Well, the chicken is the parent, and the egg is the child.
A parent and child bowl?
That's not really funny, is it? I mean, kind of dark, actually, if you think about it. You're not gonna eat the parent, you're not gonna eat the child, you're gonna eat them both together. Jesus, bro. What are you, a fucking freak? Oh my god. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Monster, episode 62. That's right, it is early in the morning. I have basically just woken up, ate my breakfast, ate my tea, ate your mom's pussy, and now I am here to watch some Monster. Also, I have to eat my energy drink. Previously, Monster, episode 61. I actually did, wow, I can't believe I didn't write down the title of the episode. I must have missed it. God damn it. Previously, we had Nina trying to remember her past, unsuccessfully at first, or almost remembering, but then the goddamn little kid was like, you don't have to remember, and honestly, I will say he was right about that one. Nina then proceeded to meet up with Dr. Reichwein, or whatever, the fat psychiatrist, and the group ended up getting a message from Tenma, which pretty obviously just said, hey, I'm going to kill Johan. Not in those words, but, you know, that's basically what the message contained. They also learned that Ava, who was supposed to arrive, has not arrived, which means Ava must have gone somewhere else. Now, hearing Tenma's letter, or reading it, I should say, Nina made a decision to try hypnosis again, and something really weird and wonky happened. She, like, went under and then some sort of other personality came out, or almost like a childish personality even. The psychiatrist guy was like, who am I talking to? And she was like,
I don't want to say. I don't want to say. I don't want to say. Shut up. I don't want to say.
you know, very like childlike. And after that, she apparently remembered everything. And left again. Left another note. Very, very similar to what happened previously, but it is what it is. Now we're just gonna see. Well, honestly, I have no idea who we're going to check in with. Maybe Tenma, maybe Nina, who knows? But I would imagine it's not gonna be Nina because most likely the way they kind of do things is like they show maybe an episode or two of a character, and then we jump to another character for an episode or two. So on and so forth. But let's get into it and see what episode 62 will provide us with. Back to Frankfurt. Ooh, Tenma, reading a newspaper.
Listen, the Red Rose Mansion experiments are still going on.
Oh my god, they are.
The devil now has an apprentice, the man with the glasses. He survived the Red Rose Mansion. I know what his name is. His name is...
PETAH!
Peter.
PETAH! The man with the glasses, Mr. PETAH.
Control the devil, but that devil's a lot more terrifying.
Of course the taxi just happens to arrive. How'd they know he was there? Someone must have spotted him, I guess. I mean, granted, he does look kinda like a homeless guy, you know, wearing a trench coat, and he's Japanese, right? So it's like, I think people would notice, and if there is a, like a, you know, like a wanted poster, or like a wanted thing where it's like they're showing his face on the news or something, then I wouldn't be surprised that people would recognize him, right? Seriously? Seriously? Are you serious? Are they serious? I mean, what the hell is gonna happen? A pleasant dinner table.
Hello there. Where am I?
You finally come to. So
Who the fuck is this guy?
Good, I guess.
You were lucky. You only sprained your ankle. And from the looks of things, it didn't hit your head too hard. But I'm not a real expert like you are.
So you know who I am then?
Dr. Tenma, the brilliant neurosurgeon. Saw you in the paper.
Who are you?
Me? I'm a dentist here in the area. Milan Kolash. I happened to be out for a walk when I saw you get hit by a car. And let me tell you, it was in a big hurry to get away.
I don't want to trouble you.
Well, you know what would trouble me even more? If you were to limp onto the street and get yourself caught by the police around here.
Around here?
That's right. This is Frankfurt's Turkish district.
Turkish district?
Scratch that. I should say this was the Turkish district. You see, for many years, it was mostly Turks who lived in this neighborhood. But now they've all moved out. A while back, these right-wing extremists tried to burn down the whole neighborhood.
So is the Cafe Bahir still around, or did it close?
Yeah, that place is shut down. Hey, wait a sec. You know this area?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that's why this guy was like helping him, because you know, if he was there as well helping the people, then probably would have recognized him, right?
Well, if you can get up and you would like to eat out there with the rest of us, food tastes much better when it's shared.
Does it though? Does it really?
Each of us takes turns cooking the cuisine of our own homeland.
It's wonderful to be eating food from different countries every day, don't you think?
You're Japanese, aren't you, Dr. Tenma? Tell us what Japanese food is like.
Oh, Japanese food. Well,
That sounds good. Maybe you could make us some.
I'd like to try it.
Oyakodon?
it means parent and child bowl. It's chicken covered with eggs and sauce on rice.
Why is that dish called an oyakodon?
Well, the chicken is the parent and the egg is the child.
A parent and child bowl?
Who knew Japanese cooking has such a sense of humor?
That's not really funny, is it? I mean, kind of dark actually, if you think about it. You're not gonna eat the parent, you're not gonna eat the child, you're gonna eat them both together. Jesus, bro. What are you, a fucking freak? Oh my god. It's so funny, we're gonna kill a whole family and eat it. Yeah, that's great. Ooh, yeah, chickens, bro.
Is something
Sounds
wrong,
good, though.
Doctor?
Oh, is the food not to your liking?
No, it's quite delicious. It's fantastic food. What a wonderful dinner this is. It's been such a long time.
Well, good night, Doctor.
See you tomorrow.
You know why? Doesn't really have anything to do with the show, but something I want to mention, just because, you know, because I want to yap. If you look at my model, right, I almost never smile. And this is because I'm not smiling in real life, right? That's why specifically when I, you know, rigged my own model, kind of a shitty job because, you know, I had to learn everything from scratch at the time. I specifically made sure that my model wasn't smiling. Because I'm not smiling in real life, right? And it's kind of cringe to me whenever, like, anime characters, whether it's a VTuber model or, you know, characters in anime, when they're constantly smiling, right? Because people don't do that in real life. They just don't, right? You don't go around with a smile on your face all the time. Like smiling is like an active action. You actively have to put on a smile, otherwise you wouldn't be smiling, right? And people don't go around actively putting on a smile all the time, right? And that's honestly why I'm enjoying watching Tenma so much, because he's not smiling at all most of the time. Like he puts on a smile like we just saw, right? You see this? See this? This is the problem right here. Right here. This should be her face is normal, right? This is what I expect him to also have. But why is he smiling? I don't know, right? it's like a default, it's like a default mouth position for a lot of anime characters for some reason. I don't know why.
Good night, Doctor.
See you tomorrow.
Now, him, I can understand smiling in this scene, right? Because it's like, haha, you're interacting with a child, right? So it's like you're putting on a smile, like a carefree act, right? But immediately smile goes away because that's how it should be. It's just, I think it's really weird that constantly, like for a lot of anime characters, it's kind of normal to have a smiling face, smiling mouth position as a default. That's just weird to me.
It's Peter.
PETAH!
Chapek. A gun. A report documenting Peter Chapek's movements.
You knew something was odd. Well, the police didn't converge here so they could catch you, Dr. Tenma. The truth is, the police were on that street because they're on the lookout for me. Peter Chapek is going to die. By my hand.
Ooh. That's interesting. Actually, I didn't get his name. I wouldn't be surprised if, and I hope this isn't the case, because he would seem a massive hypocrite, but I hope that Tenma doesn't try to stop him from trying to get revenge on that guy, or whatever he's trying to, you know, whatever he's trying to do. Because, like, the glasses guy, PETAH, is probably just as bad as Johan, right? Some bad evil dudes. So it's like killing Johan for the sake of, like, oh, so we kill him so he can't hurt anyone else ever again. Well, you could say the exact same thing about all the other evil people who get people killed, right? It's not like Johan is the most evil of them all. I mean, maybe, but like, still, it's not like he's the only one doing anything evil, right? Or killing people. The point is that I hope, like, I mean, let's be honest, children in this show are basically just there to make people, how do I say this, as a plot device to show that a character is kind and not evil, as it were. So it's like, if a character is taking care of a child, that automatically means that they cannot be bad. That's basically the idea of children in the show. So, you know, because we've seen this many times before in this show, where you have a guy who seems to be bad, right? Like the guy who taught Tenma how to shoot a gun, right? Guy is like a trained gunslinger, I guess, gun shooter, but, you know, was taking care of a little child, right? And all of a sudden, it's like, well, he can't be a bad person if he's taking care of a little girl, right? And same thing here, most likely, that this guy says that he wants to get revenge or wants to kill that guy, that evil guy, PETAH, and you might say, well, what, he's gonna be a murderer? Oh my god. But then you see, he's taking care of children. He must be a good guy. But again, yeah, I hope that Tenma doesn't try to, how do I say this? It doesn't try to stop him and use the argument of, oh, you have children to take care of. If you kill him and you go to jail, who's gonna take care of these kids? I hope he doesn't, like, do shit like that. Because it's like, that would be being a massive hypocrite.
And he's always making promises.
Soon enough, children will fly much farther than those rooftops over there. We'll fly to Turkey, to Vietnam, and even the Czech Republic, and all of us will get to see each other's homelands.
Right? Yep.
Sure, bro.
Here goes.
Yes, I used to do that as well when I was a kid.
Why won't it fly?
Because you probably put it together wrong. Dude, do you not know how to make a paper airplane? Like, come on. There's a very specific technique to make a good paper plane. Dude, I remember when I used to make paper planes when I was younger, and I threw them out, because I lived on a 5-story building, in a 5-story building on the 5th floor, so I would throw them out. Oh my god, you have no idea, bro. If it was a windy day, they would go flying an insane distance. It was so cool.
But why? Tell me, Milan. Why would you want to do
Milan,
something like
okay.
that?
I'll tell you why. Because that man, Peter Chapek, is the devil. In
Oh my God.
1989, under a cloak of darkness, on the night before communism collapsed completely in Czechoslovakia, Chapek escaped into this country. He settled right here in Frankfurt and began giving lessons to children as a German language teacher. He was a quiet man who appeared to be thoughtful, but after a while, the children who had attended his classes changed. One by one, the children who left his tutelage began to commit suicide, and others began to display extremely violent tendencies. Finally, one day, there was a massive violent eruption. They were stopped, but the children were trying to kill each other. While he was in custody, I questioned the boy who was the ringleader of the incident. While he was there that night, that poor boy found a way to kill himself.
Interesting. So it's not just it's not just Franz that was able to do this? Because I was thinking, you know, it was Franz that was like doing this shit to children in the book readings, right? And then I figured there was probably other characters as well trying to like emulate Franz and by extension Johann, I guess. I didn't think they managed to actually pull it off. So I guess maybe it was like a collection of people. So maybe, you know, it wasn't just Franz, maybe it was like Franz, this PETAH guy, maybe a couple of other people, maybe even just, you know, the older gentleman figuring out some sort of method of hypnosis slash like brainwash type of suggestion or something. Like, who knows? Who knows? The real question is, like, for what reason? Like, they said, you know, 511 Kinderheim was like a project to create soldiers or something, you know, for the future, or like super soldiers kind of ish. But what would be the purpose of them killing each other? Now that I think about it, I guess the whole thing was because we saw, you know, Johann brainwashing some of those kids and then having them battle each other on the roof or whatever, right? Like, whoever survives is like, I don't know, the chosen ones or whatever the fuck, right? It's, I mean, personally, it sounds kind of insane to me, not gonna lie. I don't think that would do anything, but I guess they have some sort of belief that if you've succeeded in escaping death or something, then you see things differently or something. Sounds kind of bullshit,
And
but
that
you know.
boy was my son. Chapek disappeared from town suddenly during the rioting caused by the extremists. After a while, he finally resurfaced again. We could see he was a different person. He was leading an underground organization in Frankfurt and had aligned himself with right-wing extremists. But I know in 1996 he was the instigator of the riots. He was hell-bent on burning down the entire Turkish district, and us with it. I bet you remember hearing about that incident.
I do. From the news.
The townspeople formed a community defense squad as a way to fight the extremists.
Oh, I think I might have confused
In just 3 months' time, the
two
firefighters
events.
connected the
I thought they were
community
talking about
defense squad
the other
all
one
together and timely
that happened
dead.
earlier in the show.
One by one, they all died in strange ways. They didn't simply die. They were murdered, all 5, by Peter Chapek. I don't know
PETAH.
exactly why you're interested in Peter Chapek, but I will tell you this. The man who's going to kill Chapek will be me. What have you done with my gun? My gun isn't in the drawer anymore. Where is it? I've got a chance to kill Peter Chapek tonight. I'm going right now. Give me my gun.
I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. I can't let you use your gun to kill that man.
I found this pistol I'm holding inside of your coat. I want to do the job with the gun that I've trained with.
You've all created a wonderful family here. You shouldn't do anything to endanger them.
I've been following Chapek and tracking his movements for a long time. My best chance to take him out is right now.
Please listen, Milan. I'm asking you not to do this.
I've already told you.
I said as much, right?
Even if you take your revenge, your son can't come back to you. Please, Milan.
Your path and mine are almost exactly the same, right, Dr. Tenma? I looked you up and found out some things about you. And if what you said is true, then both of us are trying to complete the same exact mission. Peter Chapek wasn't always like this. I knew him way back. Before he became a devil. Peter Chapek and I were childhood friends. We both came from the same place. I was the one who invited him to come to this country.
So what changed? I mean, this guy, this PETAH guy, seems way too old to have been one of the children in the book readings or whatever, right? He seems about the age of, like, what Franz was. Then again, like, the only time we've seen Franz is, like, in flashbacks, so maybe Franz was actually older?
I've heard there's this wonderful place beyond the border.
Well, I've heard beyond the border there's something that ruins people and kills their spirit, so they wind up just like him.
There's something that ruins people? Really? I sure would like to see that.
Peter and I were raised in a quiet town that was on the Czechoslovakian-Austrian border. I was the son of a laborer, and his father was a bureaucrat. But strangely enough, we were good friends. In 1989, the Czechoslovakian communist regime collapsed, and our small world changed forever. And the one who helped him escape to freedom was me, his best friend. The one who invited that devil into this country.
Yeah, but something must have happened, right? Telling me the year doesn't do anything because I'm not keeping track.
The Soviet invasion last year, Peter.
Many people that I knew well were dragged off. To be perfectly honest, I was having a lot of fun during the Prague Spring. I even got to go to the West Side.
Remember how we talked
West
about
Side,
that when
West
we were
East
young?
Side.
Always wondering what the other side was like. So did you get your answer?
It's always greener on the other side.
And?
There was nothing special, on this side or that side. Sure, this country is broken, but that doesn't mean that the other side is any better.
I see.
Earlier you said I'm good at getting ahead in the world. Well, recently I found someone who actually wants to use my skills.
Oh yeah?
His way of thinking is so captivating that when you finally meet him, I bet you'll stop being
Franz?
so concerned about falling behind in the rat race. Once I finally came to the realization that there was nothing better about this country or that one, he gave me a completely different vision of life. He is the one who'll bring forth something entirely new.
Yeah? So what's this new thing he's gonna bring forth, Peter?
What does he create? Well, my friend, the results could be something rather frightening.
Okay, so it seems like, I think that was Franz, right? It seems like he wasn't just dealing with children. But if he doesn't have to... I suppose maybe children are easily malleable and easily, you know, convinced and shit. Probably harder to do with a grown man. But, yeah, I mean, I guess Franz... I mean, I assume that Franz was the originator of this kind of, like, monster persona, right? This monster brainwashing technique, I guess. However they do it.
Might have started to break down then.
Like, honestly, I just consider it a superpower, basically. Because, like, I mean, they don't really do anything. They just kind of... They talk softly, and they kind of tell you, hey, your mother died because you left her. I'm right, right? Oh my god, my mother died. Oh my god, I'm such a bad person. Oh my god, I want to kill children now. You know? It just seems a little, I don't know, excessive, right? So it's kind of like, I'm thinking of it as kind of a brainwashing superpower nowadays.
Now give me back my gun. Here, let me give you back your gun, Doctor.
Don't do it, Milan. Nothing good can possibly come of this.
It's no use talking. I'm going to kill him.
That's the thing, right? Like, he can't, like, he's not one to talk. He really isn't. I'm surprised Tenma even is trying to do this. They are of the same mind. And if you can't convince yourself that killing Johann is bad, then, I mean, the exact same thing could be said about this guy.
You're willing to lose everything you have right now, your family?
You're forgetting he killed several members from...
I guess the thing here is that Tenma doesn't believe that he has anything, right? Because he, like, you know, travels alone and a lot of the time doesn't believe that he has a quote-unquote family or anything, or people who care about him. I mean, let's be honest, he does know this, but to him, I mean, it's very hypocritical. Let's just say that.
You have right now.
Very, very
You're
hypocritical.
He killed several members from that family. In a very real way, I am the one to be blamed here because I brought him to this country. They were killed, even my son, when they tried to burn down this neighborhood.
And the thing is, one thing I really hope is going to happen is that he, even if Tenma is trying to convince him, I hope he fails. Like, this is the type of thing where it's basically flipped, right? The story is now flipped. Just as I hope that Tenma will kill Johan, I hope that this guy will not change his mind, because that's kind of the thing that a lot of stories, a lot of anime especially, one of the things that they always try to do, where if the main character is trying to get revenge, or there's a revenge plot or something like that, where they're very heavily hating something, or they have a very strong conviction towards something, like a I remember there was an anime some time ago, maybe like a couple of years ago or whatever, where there was this main character who was kind of a badass at first. It had to do with like demons or devils or something. Not Chainsaw Man. Not Chainsaw Man. Not Chainsaw Man. Okay. It was like some sort of devil hunter guy, who basically went around killing devils or demons or whatever. Let's just say demons, right? And because a demon killed his like parents or something when he was younger, and he would go around basically just believing that all demons are like evil and need to be killed, right? And he was a badass and you know, killed a bunch of demons. But then he ended up like meeting this group of demons who were working with humans to fight against other demons, and he was like, what the fuck? All demons are evil. What the fuck? I want to kill you. And then they started convincing him that, oh, not all demons are bad. Not all demons are bad. And all of a sudden, he's like buddy-buddy with them. Right? The change of heart happens just like that, instantly. And it's like, it's so bad. It's so bad. A person's conviction doesn't just change overnight. If a person has focused on something for many, many years, if their conviction is very strong about like, hey, I'm gonna kill this person, I don't care, I am completely in the right, this guy's a monster, I'm going to kill him for revenge and for the greater good, like, there's nothing you can say that will stop me. Now, it might be possible to stop them, sure, but not with a single conversation or even a couple of conversations. It just doesn't happen, right? Especially if it's like an older gentleman like this, right? If it's an older guy set in his ways who has been, you know, planning this for many, many years, you will not convince him otherwise. And I just don't like seeing when anime actually succeed in like talking them out of it. It's kind of like you're taking the easy way out, right? Instead of having him go through with it and then living with the consequences, they opt to like, okay, he changed his mind last second because that's the you know, the morally correct thing to do. It's like, it's not really that interesting from a story perspective, right?
And they praised him. There was a Japanese man who tended to the wounded with absolutely no regard for his personal safety. You're that man, aren't you, Dr. Tenma? I believe in you, Doctor, and I mean that. And I know what you're trying to do. I'm going. It's time. If I let this chance go by, I may never have another.
Please, Milan.
Thank you for trying to stop me. Thank you. You know, Tenma, if the tables were turned, I doubt that I could stop you.
The biggest problem I have with this, and bear in mind, I love the storyline here, but the biggest problem I have with this is that this might convince Tenma not to do it. I can predict what happened there. I can 100% predict what happened there. Tenma took his own gun, shot it in the air, and then everyone's gonna scatter, and then basically, you know, he escapes. The Mr. PETAH escapes because someone shot a gun in the air, right? It's like, I don't like that. I actually don't like that. I love the idea. I love the story idea of something being inevitable. A character that truly is going to kill someone and they actually kill him, right? And then they live with the consequences. Instead of, I've been planning this for many, many years. He's a totally evil dude. He killed my child, and I'm gonna get revenge on him and then change my mind last second. It's like, I feel like a story where he does go through with it and then has to live with the consequences, maybe realizing that, oh, you know, getting my revenge didn't really do anything to me. Like, it didn't really make me feel better. I don't feel any better. Maybe after the fact, they even regret their actions, right? Maybe after the fact, they feel like they made a mistake or something. But then it's so much more interesting to have the character have to live with their actions. But them like pulling out last second just is not interesting to me, in my opinion.
So tasty.
Can I lend you a hand, Dr. Tenma?
No thanks.
Milan's running late tonight, but I'm sure that he'll be home very soon.
Well, Oyakodon tastes much better when it's hot, so I'll make Milan his bowl as soon as he gets back.
In other news, a tragedy
Great.
struck
Then
at
I'll
about
go sit
11
back
a.m.
down.
at the
Wait, was I wrong?
Rotterdam Convention Center in Frankfurt.
Okay, you know what I would... Okay, one of two things is going to happen here. Either one, the news is going to say that the Mr. PETAH, glasses guy, has been shot, killed, and the guy responsible is now going to prison, Mr. Milan. Or they're going to say there was an attempt on like a politician or something, or whoever the Mr. PETAH guy is, and a guy got shot to death on the scene after trying to, attack someone else. And Mr. Milan was shot to death before he could get his revenge.
Today, a man with a handgun opened fire into a crowd of businessmen. However, police stationed at the convention providing security shot and killed the gunman. Thankfully, there were no other casualties.
Yep.
Due to the large number of important financial figures present, there was significant cause for concern among the attendees. At this time, the gunman's identity and motives are still unknown. We turn now to footage from the time of the incident. And now we turn to the footage of today's incident.
I know that man.
Oh my god, you do.
Back at the Red Rose Mansion. He was there.
Keeping secrets from him is definitely a no-no.
Oh, fuck me. I'm glad it turned out this way. I am. I'm actually really glad it turned out this way. I half expected them to pussy out and be like, don't do it. Tenma's gonna stop you. But they didn't pussy out and actually had him. Like, I'm glad Tenma didn't like forcefully stop him. I fully expected him to shoot his own gun, like go there and shoot his own gun into what the fuck is going on back here? I fully expected him to shoot his gun into the air or something and then have everyone panic, and then he escapes. The Mr. PETAH escapes, but apparently not. Now, granted, he didn't get killed. The only person who got killed was Mr. Milan. Yeah, I mean, not much else for me to say. I basically just gave my thoughts already throughout the episode. It definitely was cool to see another character with basically the same motivations, maybe slightly different, but kind of the same motivations as Tenma. I'm sure Tenma got a look into his own potential future with this one. I'm really hoping that this doesn't, like, I guess you could say, prevent him from going through with his plan to kill Johan now. Like, because he saw that, oh my god, that guy failed, so maybe I will fail as well. I don't know. In any case, I hope you enjoyed episode 62 of Monster. We shall be back with episode 63 soon, and yeah, I'll see you next time.